Yeah. It's still one of the few towns where you got to get a police escort in and out when you're the team bus.
Oh, Chris, do you remember driving through that parking lot on the way to? I mean, you had a Vikings hat on, and it was the most subtle black Vikings hat with like a gray Vikings logo. You could barely see it. And we were getting crap just driving through.
It was, and again, that's the play. I tell the story all the time, but they rocked our bus as we were about to leave, just because there was one bus that didn't have a police car beside it, and it was ours, and they were rocking it, and they beat us. If we had beaten them, I can't imagine what might happen. Let's ask a guy who's going to get to play against the Eagles on Monday Night Football. We're talking to Adam Thielen, brought to you by the Thielen Foundation and ETS Performance. Adam Thielen, as a fan, as a person who works amongst the average fans of Philadelphia, it's kind of an intimidating place. So what's it like to play there?
Oh, it's definitely different. You drive into the stadium, and people are giving you the fingers, maybe mooning you a little bit. And then you get to the game, and it's loud, and people are chanting stuff at you. I know my family was at the NFC Championship game. They were getting cussed out and stuff thrown at them in the stands. So it's an interesting place to play, but that's in my opinion, that's the best. I love playing in a hostile environment and a tough place, tough crowd. That makes it all that much better if you can pull out the victory.
So what you're saying, Adam, is this is the least amount of ticket requests you get for a road game, right?
That is a great point. I have 0 people coming to watch me on Monday night.
Monday Night Football, 7:30. The Vikes at the Eagles. The Eagles are slight favorites, of course. Both teams 1-0. Did you watch any of Hard Knocks? Because everybody was loving the Detroit Lions, and then they went to play against the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Eagles got it done. But everybody loving on the Lions this year, but it didn't work last week against Philly.
I did watch Hard Knocks. I love watching that. Love getting an inside look on what other teams are doing. Before I was in the NFL, I loved getting that inside look of what training camp actually looks like, or at least a little bit of what it looks like. I think the Lions, they put up a good fight. I think they had an opportunity to win that game, and obviously are a really good football team. But we got our work cut out for this week. The Eagles put on tape that they can play at a high level. They can put up a ton of points, and we're gonna have a tough task, which is good.
No, I definitely will get back to the game in a moment, but since you said you love Hard Knocks, and I loved it this year as well, I realize that reality television is about making it as dramatic as possible, but Cut Down Day episode was the best episode, as it always is. You've been a part of a bunch of those early in your career. Was that accurate? Is it that stomach churning? Is it one of those situations when you're being walked down the hallway, you know what your fate is already?
Well, I fortunately have only been through it one time in my career. My first year, I got cut and then put on the practice squad. And if I remember correctly, I don't remember it very well. That was a long time ago, and I've been hitting the head a lot. I believe I just got a phone call, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to release you. Come back tomorrow, and we'll sign you to the practice squad." So I don't even think I had the hard conversation walking through the hallway, grab your iPad. I don't think I had that whole conversation. Well, back then we didn't have an iPad, so it was bring your playbook in. So I didn't have that experience, but I do remember my second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th year. You're kind of just sitting around that weekend. You're sitting by your phone. You're just hoping it doesn't ring. You don't really get I think I remember my second year, and I'm like, oh, man, I don't know if I made the team. I don't know if I'm getting cut. I don't know if I'm getting put on practice squad. And no one ever tells you. You just kind of show up with no phone call, and you show up on Monday morning ready to work, and no one says, hey, congrats, you made the 53-man roster for the first time. It's just all right, let's go to work.
Wow.
Thielen, a couple days ago, Justin Jefferson was named Nickelodeon Player of the Week. I guess that's an actual thing. So we got some kind of slime helmet. And then Kevin O'Connell, your coach, agreed to get slimed and basically said, look, if one of my players is good enough and has a performance good enough to win Nickelodeon Player of the Week, we're going to slime a coach every time all year long. The video went viral, and then the joke that went viral on Twitter is, no chance in hell Mike Zimmer would have ever been slimed. Your thoughts on KOC getting slimed and the potential of Zimmer in the past getting slimed?
Oh, man, I would have loved to slime Zimmer. But, no, I thought that was pretty good. I don't know if you guys realize, but those Nickelodeon Slime Awards are pretty big deal. So, congrats to Justin. I think he deserved the big award, but being able to see Coach get slimed, I guess, is probably better. So, congrats to him, and obviously well deserved.
Corey glossed over the more important question. Kirk went over it in the locker room yesterday. Top 5 Nickelodeon shows of all time. Go.
Oh, man. Was Rocket Power on Nickelodeon?
What?
Yes. You're younger. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Rocket Power is number one.
What the hell is Rocket
hell
Power?
is that?
Double Dare.
That must have
He's
just
younger
been
than
past
us, yeah.
you.
Double
right.
Dare is number 1.
Wow.
Wow, you guys, no, I'm not even kidding. You
Lose
guys
my
gotta
fake
go
number
watch it
you
back.
gave me.
What kind of a show is it? Was it a cartoon?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a cartoon, and you have to go watch it back and just give me your thoughts, because it is literally the best show of all time as a kid.
That's a bold statement. Wow.
Man, that's great. Yeah, we'll watch it tonight at Saucy's birthday party.
We'll watch a different version of it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Did you invite Adam?
Adam hates me. Wouldn't respond to my text.
Oh, just because he doesn't want to golf with you doesn't mean he doesn't want to show up to your 40th birthday party.
He doesn't, though.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know?
When's the 40th birthday party?
Tonight, you want to go?
Oh my gosh! If I would have got the invite earlier.
Well, let me text that number that always sends me that my the thing in my car needs to be recalled. That you respond.
Hell of a sentence.
Man, you just made Adam forget the entire playbook for this week.
Adam
Trying to
just
figure out.
quit. Jeez.
Go ahead, Tyler.
Adam, Tyler, George, your segue from that.
I need to walk.
I always felt like it took us about 3 weeks to get into form, like for the season, coming off the off season. For you guys going into week 2, do you feel like you're close to your comfort zone, or how long does it usually take, do you think, to get into where you want to be for the season?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, I guess I don't really have a great answer for you. I feel like we, as an offense, as a team, felt in good shape last week. I don't think anybody was dogging or had to come out and get rest. I think the way that the coaches structured practice and this training staff and strength staff, the way that they kind of structured things this year, I think it really prepared us to really, be at our best week 1. I think, there's still some things that you just got to get used to, how we're going to call a game, how we're going to substitute, how we're going to do different personnel changes, things like that. But for the most part, I feel like we have a really good understanding of where we're at and what our offense is going to look like. And I think it's just kind of more so for us, it's getting used to the routine of being in the season again, coming back after a game and practicing on a Wednesday and what that body feels like and how do we do the recovery thing. So I think that's probably the biggest part is just getting our routine down individually and as a team of how we can best get prepared for that next week. And it'll really show up next week with a short week, coming to Monday night, getting home at 4 a.m, and then having to turn around and play on Sunday. So that's when it'll really show up.
Adam, good morning. It's Marnie. You had talked after Game 1 against the Packers, you had talked about the offense and the attack mode that the offense was in. And while it didn't necessarily translate to touchdown, we could see that there was a different kind of like constant go at 'em attack mode. What did it feel like in terms of just the rhythm that the offense had, and what kind of reaction did you notice from the defense when you were in this attack mode?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a really cool feeling to be in that huddle and just feel like, hey, we're just going. We're just playing football. We're just we're sticking to the game plan that we started the game with when it was 0-0. It was just it was a good feeling. That it was just a confident feeling. It gave you confidence just to go out there and play your best football, because you could tell that the coaches just trusted us to go out there and do the little things to to keep the ball in our hands and to get first downs and to try to take some time off the clock, but doing it in a way of not just handing the ball off 3 times and then punting. So I think it was a really good feeling, and I think it's something that we have to do, and you have to do in this league to have success is when you do get a league to still continue to attack, because teams are so good in this league, and when you're playing a good quarterback like Rodgers, and the quarterbacks that we play kind of week in and week out, they have a chance to come back at all times. So you have to continue to get first downs. You have to be in attack mode. And you made a good point. Maybe it didn't translate to touchdown, but I feel like we were getting first downs. We were taking time off the clock. We were giving ourselves opportunities to score touchdowns by giving us more plays. So excited to continue to do that.
Adam Thielen again is our guest, brought to you by the Thielen Foundation and ETS Performance. And as always, we appreciate your time. Just a couple more things for you, Adam, then we'll let you go. Parrish said something right before you came on about when he was playing in Philly, and if you got the puck and you heard the crowd go crazy, you had to put your head on a swivel because you knew you were about to get clobbered. And it reminded me of the second JJ touchdown last week. He caught the ball. He was so wide open, you could see he prepared himself to be hit and then looked around because he didn't get hit and took off running for the end zone. Is that a normal thing for a receiver because you're so used to being covered so closely that you prepare yourself for the hit as soon as you get caught?
Yeah, I think it's more so you're not really preparing for a hit necessarily. You're more so preparing to make that guy miss. And you, when you're a receiver, you make that break and you basically turn your back to the defense and you're looking at Kirk, and so you really don't know who's behind you. So I totally get where he's coming from. We had a good laugh in meetings when we watched it, but I think it's one of those things where you catch that football and you kind of prepare to get a little separation to make that guy miss, and then obviously try to score a touchdown. But we told him that he made a great move on the ghost.
Awesome.
Monday night, the Vikings are at the Eagles, 7:30 right here on The Fan. You're home for Minnesota Vikings football, and Adam joins us every Monday and Friday through the football season. Thanks, Adam. Good luck on Monday, man.
All right, I appreciate you guys.
See you, man.
Bye.
So are we having him on Monday or not? I should have just asked him, I guess.
Oh,
But
great
Tuesday?
point.
Probably Tuesday.
I doubt Tuesday,
probably
maybe.
Tuesday,
The
Wednesday?
plane lands at 3:30 in the morning
All
on
right, so
Tuesday.
maybe we don't have him this Monday
Yeah,
or
we'll find
Tuesday,
out.
but in general throughout the football season, every Monday and Friday.
Our guy Sam Newton's on the case. We'll figure it out. But
Right on.
I love that guy, man. He's that's fun. And
Marty's cousin.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't know. So it
No,
doesn't
he's
run the
great.
family,
First time
obviously.
bringing that up.
Rocket Power. That was Alex, Chris.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
seem to be familiar, right?
That's exactly. Yeah, and
Never
Alex
heard of it.
is Zach's age, which is always astounding to me. But and that was a show on in our house quite a bit.
No Doug or Ren and Stimpy reference.
that's-
anything
that's
like that?
Stimpy's incredible.
That's
Ren
you
and
guys,
Stimpy.
though.
When I think
That is-
Nickelodeon, though, I think of all the Legends of the Hidden Temple, Double Dare.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
Double Dare. That's the one.
Barracudas.
Yeah,
That
the
was
ones
a
with the
monster
slimes.
when it was.
Right.
Yeah.
We gotta slime
We had
somebody.
slime time
Find that
live.
flag in that
Wild and
whipped
Crazy
cream
Kids.
Zach, when was the
Yeah.
last time you were slimed?
Well, last week.
Dear God,
Oh,
Zach.
good for you, buddy. I didn't know. That's what he did after he got slimed.
The giant nose and Double Dare. We had to
Yeah,
reach
you had to
up
get
and-
the flag out of the boogers.
Yeah.
Pizza, you had to look. Yeah.
The
It's
booger
stupid.
sugar.
Yeah, why? You still need some?
You said
There-
you could get cocaine by the end of the show.
One of the streaming networks has a
go.
behind the scenes of Nickelodeon, like the creating of it. And I know there's
Hulu.
been some bad stuff that's come out lately with some of the one guy in particular, but just kind of seeing how Nickelodeon came to be back in the day was super. It was Hulu, you said?
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Yeah,
and
it's
if
good.
you grew up in that era, I mean, check it out because it's a lot of stories and how it came to be is just kind of a cool situation. It was a new thing at the time. I mean, there's nothing like it.
And SpongeBob still holds up. I mean,
I never
How
got into
high are you?
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Who's the Timberwolf player that loved SpongeBob?
That was George Mikan.
How does he know that?
Wasn't it
the
Wes
softball
Johnson?
Uh,
bat?
Yeah.
Somebody was
it was Wes
obsessed
Johnson.
with SpongeBob. Yeah,
That sound right, Marnes?
yeah.
Wes
Why
Johnson,
didn't I
maybe?
ask you?
Why do I think it was Wes?
Vaguely familiar because I don't think this was a well-known, like, did he have SpongeBob shoes maybe or like a decal
It
on
was
the
some.
side or something?
It came up, yeah, at some point in time. I don't want to figure this out.
We're killing the lead there though too. How does Hawk know who George Mikan is?
Yeah, I don't
played
know.
a
What
gig at
in
the
the
Armory
world?
last night.
Oh, you saw the statue or something?
Yeah, and so I
From
was
last night. That's how.
very true. And
I can make a George Mikan
that's
reference.
right, and I did. I worked it in.
It's the logo.
That's right. Paul Stretch D-Town, the guitar player, referenced him during the intro of a song. I'm like, wait a minute. So I did some research, and that's who George Mikan is. Hey, what am I doing? I don't know who George Gebo Samuels is right now. And
George Gebo Samuel.
I don't know.
Careful.
And I'm in the Charge Challenge.
Yeah.
So it's not working out for me.
No.
Do you guys remember the Angry Beavers
Yeah.
on Nickelodeon?
That was one of Kirk's favorite shows.
Kirk
Cousins? Yeah, he listed off like 6 shows yesterday
you
in the locker room. Oh,
serious?
yeah. All that, Keenan and Kel.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kirk
Rocco's
still
Modern
watches
Life.
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just
Rosie turned that show on and was like, well, this isn't what I thought it was.
Yeah. Anyway, they were good shows, man.
Our Real Monsters.
There were a lot of cool shows that I didn't mind that Alex watched every day. You know?
Right.
Hey, Arnold.
So, yeah.
Hey, Arnold,
Hey,
yeah.
Arnold was great. Hey, football head.
Patty
I like that.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, Patty Mayonnaise.
Doug Funny.
We haven't done any fan
It's
fives.
time for Fan
yeah, I can
5
do
on
that.
the Power Trip, presented by All Around Property Preservation.
Thank you all around.
The Minnesota Twins swept the Royals yesterday when they won 3-2. Correa hit his 21st home run. The Twins are 4 game back of the Guardians, who had their 6-game winning streak snapped. The Twins now play the Guardians 5 straight times. They need to win 4. Starting today at 6:10, Bailey Ober goes for the Twins. Marnie, your thoughts?
Well, was I in here on Tuesday and said, man, if we can sweep the Royals, let's regroup. And what did we do, Sasha?
We swept the Royals, Marge.
So I realize, yes, I'm not saying, there it is, we're going to win it all. But these are still meaningful baseball games. The Twins are 4 back with a 5-game series in Cleveland.
Oof.
So it starts on Friday, today. Doubleheader tomorrow.
It all comes down to
Wraparound series till Monday. And then what happens after that, Hawk? What happens after playing Cleveland? Boom, Twins back
it's
home.
Christmas.
No, not quite. To play Kansas City again. And what did the Twins just do against
they
Kansas
swept
City?
them.
That's right.
They were
Marnes,
listening.
you are electric.
I'm just telling you, there's a chance.
I think there's a chance now. Let's
You
roll.
big stack.
Oh my gosh! Whoa!
What the hell?
Wait a minute.
No, it's
Who are you talking to?
Nobody.
Yeah.
It was
We
a
are
visual
live streaming
joke.
right now.
Lot
It was
of
a
mi-
visual
lot of
joke.
mics
Thankfully,
around here.
it didn't.
It was a
Didn't
visual
catch that.
joke.
You're going to get fired.
That's all right.
And
The
I was
Chiefs
over
in
the phone, just like
Miami
Adam
with my
Thielen.
Right.
beach house.
The Chiefs beat the Chargers last night 27-24. Herbert threw 3 touchdowns. He's dead. What? He looked like
Yeah,
he was
he looked
dead.
like he
They
was.
did, I know.
One of them was a late touchdown so they could cover the stupid plus 4.5.
That's great.
Mahomes threw 2 touchdowns.
You guys won.
Yeah, they did. The Chiefs are 2-0. The Chargers are 1-1.
That's great.
That was so crazy. You mentioned a couple times that third down where he ran for it and just threw it away because he was in so much pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the very next play,
Yeah.
laser
How
down
was-
to the
that
1 yard
was
line.
That blew my mind. Going through injuries and being like where like
Oh,
you
those
can
ribs.
you can
Oh.
feel like that. I've been there with the ribs. Like you're going down and you think you make a play and all of a sudden it grabs you and you're like, nope, I don't care where the
Right.
puck goes.
Yeah.
I am getting off the ice. I'm done.
That whole week, you can't laugh, you can't sneeze, nothing.
The
I
rib stuff,
literally-
the adrenaline gets you through it in the moment, but today,
Oh,
God.
he's
Oh,
dying.
man.
Well, I couldn't.
How about
I
the
thought he
flight
was going to
back,
go right
Perry?
off the field. I thought he was going to go right off the field after he threw that one. And then like AJ, like oh my God, he comes back and he just throws a dart.
Right.
2 of them.
How?
Yeah.
Hi.
So for all the people that were complaining about the buffering last night and the screen freezing and the glitches, I didn't have any of that. But the one thing that I noticed that I did that I'm curious if other people noticed, because you go to Prime, right, click on it. You know what I didn't do once in 3 hours?
Careful, Hawk.
No. I didn't change the channel once.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's
Oh, yeah.
commercials. There's no channel surfing
Yeah,
when you're
good
streaming.
point.
You're so
point.
more likely to stay put because if I X out of this, then I gotta get back into Prime. I gotta click
Great
on the
point.
bid again. I stayed put for 3 hours.
was there some kind of free preview for this week or something?
Don't know.
Because half of the ads that they show are for Prime.
Well, I'm sure
We
they're
have
all for
Prime
Prime.
already
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
why are they wasting advertising dollars on something we
Don't
already
know.
have?
Good question.
Yeah.
Well, that
good
is
point.
a great point.
Yeah, it must have
It
been.
must have been,
It must
yeah.
have been.
It was the
That's
first
a great
week that they
point.
did it,
Yeah.
so.
Or are they just using the logic that we know you all stole someone's password, and so
right,
here's,
yeah.
here's our push to
And how-
make you get your own password.
How do you do that in the bar? Like, does a bar has to get Prime, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because then you're advertising to that audience as
Yeah.
well. I did have, Paul, the one issue you mentioned where the audio and video
Yeah.
slipped a little bit.
That was
but you
my
just back
problem.
out and go in again and then kind of syncs back up. But
Oh,
other than
that
that, I mean, it was Easy to find, easy to use.
Herb Street was awesome.
He
Michael's
was great.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
presentation was great. The pregame was great. The whole thing was great.
I know they're
Love
professionals and they're really good at what they do, but the one thing that Herb Street does that the rest of them do a few times, Aikman does it a lot. Herb Street never has any kind of verbal hiccup. It's not, there's no there's no, he's so smooth.
So it's the opposite of the morning show.
He's opposite of me, yeah.
I know he has other angles and a camera that replays right away, but the time between the actual play happening and the time he's telestrating is like
incredible.
nothing.
Yeah, he's great.
He's already seeing what's going on. It's just absolutely crazy.
The Gophers' final non-conference game is this Saturday. That's tomorrow at 2:30, pregame at 12:30. The Gophers are 2-0 and they're minus 27.5. Colorado is 0-2.
Oh.
No.
Yes. And then lastly,
Skyuma.
the College Football Playoff National Championship game on January 9th of 2023 will now be at 6:30 Central Time as opposed to like 7:30 where the game goes all night.
Why?
So they changed it. That's good. I like that.
Why?
It's earlier because I like to go to bed, Jerry.
Why?
Super Bowl too?
Yeah, correct. The Super Bowl should be
Doesn't the
on
Super Bowl
Saturday.
already started?
The Super Bowl should be on Saturday. Oh, okay, Jerry.
All right,
So that's
we
it.
are a little over 15 minutes away from Initials Invitational 2022 semifinal number 1. AJ is here. He's the number 1
Where's
seed.
Ben?
Tyler is here. He's the number 4 seed.
He
Nordo's
died.
sitting over there. He's the number 12 seed. Lieber is supposed to be here any second. He's the number 8 seed. The 4 of them square off at 8:15. And one of you out there listening is going to get a crack at $20,000.
Wowzer.
Just $20K, no big deal. All you got to do is call in and guess the right initials. It's not that hard. Right? It's happened twice.
Simple.
More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.